Hey out there in YouTube land, my name's Tyler Johnson. I'm doing all kinds of hopefully interesting gear reviews. And today I'm going to be taking a look at my new Champtone Deluxe 59 Vintage Strat wiring kit. Let's hope I got that right. You put enough adverbs and verbs and you know, things at the beginning of a description, it can get a little bit mouthy to say. So the reason I decided to replace the tone circuit that's in here is this is a part Stratocaster that I put together, and I'm not very happy with the way that it's functioning right now. I am almost positive I did something wrong, or that one of the capacitors is bad, or you know, something's wrong in the wiring, and I just don't have the time to go through and finish it out now that I have a day job, and I'm no longer a touring musician for a living. I don't have time to kind of mess with these things like I used to and tinker. So I just bought the stuff from the pros, and I'm going to throw it in here and do kind of an A/B test from this recording to show you guys how it sounds and see whether or not it improves the tone of the guitar. One way or the other, I'll be happy with it because it will improve the functionality 100%. So let's take a look at what it's doing now that's bugging me, and excuse me, and we'll go from there. So right now, volume works pretty damn well. There's a nice smooth roll off on it. You can hear that at low volumes it loses the bass. But for the most part, it works exactly as it should work, right? Then I've got Mr. Middle Tone Capacitor, or Mr. Tone Pot right here, yeah? This thing doesn't or didn't do a damn thing at any location. Notice how it's not changing the tone at all, right? So something's obviously wrong. And then the second tone pot does change the tone, but only in positions 2 through 4, right? So 2, 3, and 4. In bridge and neck, no change. So there's obviously something amok, and I'm not digging on it. So this is kind of how the guitar sounds. Let's give it a good little roll for a second, and then I'll install the stuff, and we'll after I've installed the new tone circuit, we'll tune it back up and hear the new one. All right. That's not it. This is I'm gonna grab a pick. Oh shit, what's that chord? It's not that. It's close though. Sorry, I don't know that one, but come on, Tyler, you can do this. So, okay, here's another tip for all you amateur YouTube video makers like me out there. Plan out what songs you're going to play while you're trying to do these demos to demonstrate how awesome guitars are or how awesome new upgrades are. Because if your guitar playing sucks, like mine often does, then you run into this issue. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna cut that out. You've heard sort of a clean channels and overdriven channels. you've got a good example of the clean channel and the overdriven channel. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, update the guitar, and install the electronics. Then we'll turn it back on and see how it sounds. All right. See you in a bit. Mark. Hey guys, we're back here. Guitar's all rewired and set up. Everything's fantastic. I really think right away the pickups sound more open, and I feel like I'm getting more of the sound of the guitar out of these capacitors. So that could, of course, scientifically all be in my head, or psychologically, it could all be in my head. I get that. But I can hear a few things reacting differently in my playing style. And keep in mind, I've been gigging with this guitar for solidly on stage for at least a year. And for much of that year, it was 3 gigs a night. So, you know, I have a familiarity with this guitar and kind of how it sounds. And it certainly opened up a bit, and there's some really nice different tones coming out of this thing. One thing I didn't actually know is that the tone caps don't ever adjust the bridge pickup, and I guess I probably knew that somewhere in my long line of guitar playing knowledge, but I just forgot it, and so that doesn't get adjusted. But you can hear that the rest of them have a really cool sound to it. So yeah, I mean, you get the idea. doesn't work. Something like that, right? Then you kick into the nice little... So you get the point. I mean, it really does have a little bit more openness to it. The thing that I'm not really psyched about, and it's okay, it's not that big of a deal, but the thing I'm really not psyched about is that the volume knob has less of a fade off. And I think that's because I realized that this old thing is actually, it looks like I had a 500K tone pot in for the volume pot. So you know how the potentiometers have a rating, right? They have a B or an A, which corresponds to linear and exponential or something like that. I forget a linear taper and some kind of whatever, but I forget exactly the correspondence of the two. But essentially the rule of thumb is that if you see a pot that has an A label on it, that's a pot that's used typically for volume. And then if you have one for tone, it's typically a different kind of taper. So they use a B distinction for tone pots. Anyway, lesson learned, right? I still really think that you know, it's a worthwhile upgrade because it's very inexpensive, relatively speaking, to other things to replace in your guitar. But for new people out there, this is probably something that you don't want to worry about yet. I mean, this is like your last line of defense in tone upgrades. I've done a lot of things to this guitar that were upgrades to help the tone. Like, you know, the trem block is upgraded so that it's a lot more heavy. For a while there, I was blocking the tremolo with, you know, a wood block in here to get more sustain out of it and stuff. But this helped increase the tone, and then the pickups helped increase the tone, and you know, this is just kind of like the last line. The first thing you can do to upgrade your tone is strings. If you get heavier strings, your tone's going to be better no matter what. And then pickups come after that, and then, you know, electronics and other inside workings. But I think all in all, it was a very worthwhile upgrade. So obviously the strings have been detuned and are not staying in tune. But that's my review of the Champtone Fender 59 Deluxe Vintage Super Awesome Stratocaster Classic. Who gives a fuck? It's by Champtone. You can find it on eBay, and it's got the number 59 in it. That's all you need to know. Worthwhile upgrades. So take care, guys, and thanks for watching. I hope I didn't bore you to death, but I'm sure I did. See ya.